Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's call, our post BOGO Bingo after party. Say that 5 times. I'm really glad you all could make it, and I appreciate your patience as we've been trying to try something new and different, an electronic BOGO card, bingo card. Oh my gosh, so many B words. But I got to play this way a few months ago and I really enjoyed it. It was different and fun to have the ability to just touch my screen or click on it with my mouse, and it worked great. I'm letting a few more people in here. So this last week was BOGO week, and I have to say that Amy and I were both like really up to here with things going on, and I don't feel like it got as much advertising or traction from us as it usually does. So we wanted to make sure that you knew that we are on top of things, and we wanted to give you an opportunity to learn from a post BOGO call. This is an opportunity to hear about these pairings because both Amy and I feel really strongly that this was an excellent BOGO. We love that the pairs are things that we use in our home all the time. And so we thought it would be fun to open it up this way and get it rolling and help you to hear some of the tips. If you hear one of, or if you know of a tip when we call out an oil that we're not sharing, please unmute yourself and share your tips so that we can all learn together. This is being recorded. We will try to be off the call by 8:30, trying to be respectful of everyone's time on a Sunday night. So if you do share, I'm going to ask you to keep it short. Okay, are we ready to go? Do you guys have your cards open? We're good to go? Give me a thumbs up if I can see you. Oh, look at that. All right. I didn't see Miranda's thumb up, but that's okay. I saw the top of her head. All right, here we go. Cards ready. I am going to do my first spin. I've got my wheel of names filled with all of this information. Brenda, shout out to Brenda for helping me do this. Okay, MetaPower Assist, first one that came up. So you get to put your X on MetaPower Assist and on the free spot in the middle. Don't forget that. Amy Baumitz, I'm bouncing to you.
There isn't a free spot in the middle, so just MetaPower Assist.
Oh, so sorry.
Okay. Just didn't want people to be confused. My MetaPower Assist is a product that I have learned that I won't be without. I just can't believe how much, can you wait 1 second? How much it balances me out, how much more even I feel to take it before a meal. And then I just feel like, as honestly as a human being, I feel more satisfied and even and content. So to just balance the blood sugar has been really significant for me. And I love feeling even. So I love it.
Awesome. Thanks. Anybody else want to share about MetaPower Assist?
It's your turn again.
I will say that I'm learning a lot about metabolic disease and having some of, Brenda, here comes your dad, about the importance of being in good metabolic health. I've been having all the labs done. I would encourage you to do the same. Make sure you ask your doctor to have these tests done, even if you're not taking the MetaPower Assist. But if you get those labs done, and then you can do a 90-day course of consistently using it. And I want to see when you repeat your labs, what it's going to say. All right, next one up. Here we go. And it is On Guard. Oh my goodness, the summer things that we can do with On Guard. Anybody want to share the things they do with On Guard in the summertime?
Laura Shields just gave us all apple slices soaked in On Guard at the oil class that she taught, and it doesn't really matter the time of year. That's just delicious.
I just really, a favorite for me, summertime, wintertime, is a drop of On Guard rubbed in the popcorn bowl before you put the popcorn in, and then putting your popcorn in and tossing it around, maybe even adding a drop of lime, which is one of our BOGOs, right? And it's delicious. So you want to use this. Think about cleaning off beach toys. Think about if somebody is in the tub and they're extra dirty after a fun day. Think about scrubbing your tub with your On Guard. Anybody have anything else?
I was gonna say it's good to clean off bath toys or like anything that's in the bath with kids. Just because they're like the mildew kind of stays on those toys. So yeah, washing them with some On Guard is good.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay, here we go. Not every card will have every one of these oils, just so you know. Okay, here we go. Tea tree. Oh my goodness. The one that comes to mind for me is people have been talking a lot about molluscum contagiosum, which are those like viral, itchy, blistery sores that people get. Their kids get them and they last for about 6 months. So why not get ahead of that learning curve and get ahead of it when you first see it and know what it is, and make a roller bottle with lavender and tea tree in it. And I would also recommend maybe using some oregano on the bottoms of the feet if you can, but that's how I would use tea tree this summer. Anybody else?
I love it as one for swimmer's ear or
Mm.
to not get swimmer's ear.
So you use it around the ear before.
Yeah, I actually do a diluted, very diluted with water. So I get the Q-tip wet and I put a little bit of tea tree, just like I don't put a whole drop on it. And I'll actually do it in the ear canal. They tell you not to do that, but it is amazing for swimmer's ear.
Mm.
So don't do that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
toenail fungus. Anytime I see any toenail fungus, like my husband or anybody, I'll just drop it directly on the toenail. And I'll do it until that stuff runs out of the body, fungus.
Mhm. Awesome.
I like it on my the backs of my shoulders. It's sweatier this time of year and it keeps my skin clear from like blemishes and stuff. And so I really like using it quite a bit this time of year when it's warmer out and things are sweatier.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, here we go. Next up, we have a summer oil grapefruit. I love grapefruit in my water. I love it because it's the oil of honoring the body. It's a great one for helping emotionally how we feel about our bodies. But you can just do plain sparkling seltzer water and add a few drops of your grapefruit oil and maybe a slice of lime on the top, and you'll feel like you have a really special mocktail. Anybody else for grapefruit? Anybody?
I like to make a fruit shake with a grapefruit, a strawberry, and a banana shake. And it is amazing how that spikes it up.
Awesome. Thank you. And you know, it's really high in glutathione, which is important for how your body runs. So that's an easy thing to remember for your grapefruit. Use it in your water. Laura Shields looks like she's going to say something. Nope. Okay, here we go. Next one.
Hand me that yellow pad. I'd like to note some of these down.
Let's talk about Serenity. Serenity is the next one. I think it's a great one to make in a roller bottle. We used to make one called Hot Mess, and it was 5 drops each of Balance, Wild Orange, Citrus Bliss, Serenity, and Lavender. How's that for pulling it out of my head? So that is amazing. Top that off in a 10 milliliter roller bottle with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. Apply that liberally inside of the wrist, behind the ears, over the heart, and Serenity is a key ingredient for calming and relaxing in that blend.
I think it's good at bedtime all year round, but there's something so beautiful about like a Serenity bath or Serenity diffuser at bedtime after a really long, busy summer day in the sun or outside. I just think it's heaven. So I think somebody in our house might need Serenity right about now. So it's perfect that we're talking about it.
I know we're talking about the 15 milliliter oil in my mind, but also, do you know that if you're traveling and you only have the Serenity soft gels with yourself, you can use like the back of an earring and you can puncture it and put it in a tub. You could puncture it and rub it on someone's back.
Bite it with your teeth and spit it into the bathtub like a really tough mom. That's what you do. Who has to take the back of my earring? We don't got time for that, Melissa. We are just smashing it and throwing it.
I second using the Serenity at bedtime in a diffuser because a lot of times if we don't diffuse it, then Brenda wakes up like an hour after we go to sleep and wakes us both up and she's like in a panic, like she thinks she lost a baby or where's the kittens or whatever. But the Serenity just kind of seems like to calm her down. So
It's crazy. I have wild terror dreams.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you have an option.
I know.
All right.
Well, we
that's
just went to a motel and I always take a diffuser and put Serenity in the diffuser when we go to a motel, always.
great idea. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. All right, here we go. Next one. Endless summer. Oh my goodness. I just sent out some samples in these little containers. Oh, here comes somebody, I think, Brenda. Hold on a minute. Sorry. Endless summer has been a hit this summer for people in their diffusers. It's easy to send these little samples out in the mail. Does anybody want to comment on Endless Summer? I've been diffusing it in my kitchen and really loving it. It's got a ton of oils in it. Anybody?
I just have loved diffusing it too. I guess I haven't done anything else, but I do love the combination. It still has a ton of oils in it, but it's really unique and I really like it. It's very fresh. So just kind of nice
It
to have
is.
something different.
It's super unique and I'm trying to decide what it exactly it smells like and why it's supposed to be like Endless Summer.
Yeah, I don't know either. Just love it.
Endless Summer to me smells like sunscreen or like copper tone from when we were little, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does have, doesn't it have like the red mandarin in it or something that it kind of has a fruity scent, but it's like fresh and yeah.
I really liked it. Ask whoever enrolled you to send you a sample of Endless Summer if you don't have it. Okay, here we go. What about lemon? Who wants to share about lemon in the summertime?
Clean all your produce. Everything that's coming home, make sure you're washing with lemon and water. And like when you've got a kid who's had a Band-Aid on for a while and it's not coming off, use your lemon to help it come off, things like that. It's been really helpful for around our house.
How about hair ties? You want to tell the hair tie story?
Yeah, if they've got those, like when we go to like swimming, sometimes it's nice to really secure their hair back with those little hair ties and they're terrible to get out. But if you just put a drop of lemon on them, they snap right out and it's a lot of less tears. Whitney,
That's awesome.
this is the kind of hair tie we're talking about. Thank you, Whitney.
Oh, perfect. I like to make a homemade salad dressing spur of the moment with avocado oil, a little bit of red wine vinegar. I use 2 or 3 drops of my lemon oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, and whisk it up. Pour it over greens from the local CSA, and I think it's delicious. Anybody else?
Melissa, this is also one that is recommended with the 30-day cleanse as a add to your drink. So it helps move things along.
That's a great point.
I don't have my video on right now. I don't know how to turn it on, but I use lemon as like a Goo Gone for like all of my glass bottles. I'll always save like any of my jars and lemon will get all of that sticker off very well.
That's awesome. Thanks, Megan, because it's interesting that Goo Gone is one of the most toxic things that people have underneath their sinks. So use your lemon instead. Thanks, everybody. All right, here we go. We're racking them up here. How about Yarrow Palm? I love Amy's story of how she uses Yarrow Palm.
What is my story? I know I love it, but what?
I know, well, you use it on your face and you just have this beautiful glow from it.
I love it on my face. morning and night, whether it's the serum or the straight oil, it's just like everywhere. I find that, sometimes you can wake up for different reasons, like kind of puffy. And I love how it just brings my skin back to like more of a normal state, not so puffy. I love how soothing it is, so moisturizing. I just think it's like luxurious. So face is really great. It's a great like after sun kind of product for soothing. So if you have anything that needs soothing, it's great to reach for.
About chapped lips? The blue oil for kids doesn't sting, doesn't burn. When you live in the Arctic blast like we do, it's really good to have something handy that you can use like that. I love it on my more mature skin on my face. I find it to be super, like at the end of the day when I wash my face, I put a little bit of that on before I put on maybe Immortelle or a serum of some sort, and then the lotion. And you'd think that I would be like one big oil slick, but it's amazing because it soaks in, and I just love the way it makes my skin feel. Anybody else on Neuropalm?
I have a friend who's an herbalist and aromatherapist. She just started with doTERRA, and we were like exchanging oil stories. And I'm like, oh, helichrysum is what I keep in my fanny pack or whatever. She's like, I said for, liquid Band-Aid. She's like, Yarrow is liquid Band-Aid because she's an herbalist and aromatherapist. So she like knows everything with plants. And I'm like, Yarrow. So I just can't wait because I'm totally doing Yarrow for stop bleeding. So stop bleeding. And she said it constricts and that's why it's so good with the collagen in the face and the skin. But I thought that was so fun because I'm obsessed with helichrysum. So Yarrow for stop bleeding.
Love that. Thanks, everybody. Okay, I just spun, and the next one is Purify. Hello, dryer balls. Hello, musty laundry. Hello, it's humid, and it's been raining here for 40 years, 40 days and 40 nights, and the towels all get kind of funky. You can put a few drops in your laundry machine. You can put it on your dryer balls. It's amazing. Anybody else want to share on that one?
I've got baking soda in some of our cabinets, like maybe a bathroom cabinet or by a garbage can, and drops of Purify into that to refresh and help with odor is a favorite. And it's in our, it's great for bee stings. So we keep it in our itch stick or like our sting stick, because it's versatile all across the board, for lots of things, but it's great for after a bee sting.
It's great for Meniere's disease. It's great for mosquito bites.
Super. Thanks, Dean. If you do not have an itch stick in your home in the summertime, you're missing out. In a 10 milliliter roller bottle, you're going to do 5 drops of lavender, 5 drops of Purify, and 5 drops of basil. Fill it the rest of the way with fractionated coconut oil and keep that on hand. God forbid you have a bee sting, but we'll all probably get mosquito bites and no-see-ums. So make sure you have that on hand. Anybody else?
We're taking that to camp next week.
Okay, super. All right, next one. Oh, someone was going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say, actually, I'll wait for Abode. I do with Purify and Abode, but I'll tell you on Abode.
Okay, super. So our next one is Neroli. Neroli is derived from the blossoms of the bitter orange tree. And how many of you have smelled Neroli by a show of hands? Oh my goodness, it's one of my favorites. I use it every day over my heart it comes in a 10 milliliter roller bottle. It is super good for calming your brain when it's gone AWOL. One time I had something happen and I was super upset and weepy about it. And Amy's like, get that neroli out and roll it on. And I actually roll it from the middle of my wrists up my arm to my elbow and then up to my shoulder on both arms. And it's shocking how much it soothes. Amy, do you have something?
Yeah, I put it under my nose before I go to bed. I just roll it right there. And sometimes like here too, for some reason, but I find that it's just very calming and relaxing. I love the way it smells.
It is a powerful oil. Anybody else? Mer?
Super supportive for hormones too.
Oh, tell me about that.
It's just one of the ones, you can roll it just like you're doing on your arms. You can do it that way, or you can roll it across your belly. And also jasmine and clary calm And then also take the phytoestrogen regularly. And then I also use a wild yam cream for progesterone support that doTERRA does not sell. But yeah, just my whole life. I mean, I was a crazy hot mess hormone girl about probably at least a year ago, and maybe anyway, but in the last 6 months, I'm super stabilized. My husband can attest to that truth.
That's
And
awesome.
whisper.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks-
more balanced now. I'm appreciative of it.
Thanks for pointing that out for hormone balance. That was a really good one to me. The next one I spun for was a BOGO. And Brenda, why don't you start us off? You had something you wanted to share.
Yes, so I do this either with the Purify or the Abode, but I love the Abode so much. Just make the, mix it into baking soda and then use it like as a carpet freshener.
Awesome. I also like it on my dryer balls.
Mhm.
I like to put it in a spray for my countertops because it is very detrimental to the top 5 household bacteria that are most dangerous to us. 10 oils in it. It's a great blend. Anybody else?
And it comes as a like you can get it as a cleaner too, a cleaner concentrate. And I use that on everything. You can clean your bathrooms with it. Like you can clean everything with it. It's so good. And it works really good. Clean your oven. Oh my gosh.
I need to do that. Hey, Melissa,
Yes.
one of the things I do, Brenda made me think of it. You know how there's always one little skiff of oil in every bottle that you empty? You can't get them all out because, well, for one thing, that insert blocks it. So we pull that out, get a dish of baking soda, and park everything upside down and put even the insert, get everything in there, and let it drip out for the week or the month. And when you get your bottles empty, then you can do something else with them. But right now, just let them drain into the baking soda. And then you have this great stash of multi-scented stuff that you can do your mattress coat. You can shake it on your mattress, rub it in, and then vacuum it. You can do it on your carpet, so it's carpet fresh. You can do it on your furniture too. But it is amazing how that sanitizes and refreshes your home.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. I should have been spinning while Kathy was talking. Sorry, I was so captured by what she said. All right, let's do peppermint. Peppermint. I think of being hot in the summer and making a spray in the continuous mist sprayer and doing my shoulders and the front of me. It's great for whether it's summer or whether you're having a hot flash or somebody's got a fever, right? Amy's got something she's gonna say.
All I can think about is the food from Laura Shield's class. Peppermint brownies, if you're gonna make something chocolatey like popsicles or even we make sometimes like a chocolatey smoothie or chocolate shake, peppermint in there, homemade peppermint ice cream in your ice cream maker, mint chip ice cream. So lots of uses for it. But yeah, yes to hot spray and making something to cool you down.
I've been using mine to mist. The deer love my new hibiscus plants. And so every night before I go to bed, I brush my teeth and I get ready for bed and I do all my calming things and I go out and I mist my hibiscus with a little bit using my continuous spray mister. And I use like 12 drops of peppermint and a shot of my On Guard cleaner concentrate to make it a little soapy and tacky so it stays on the leaves. And on the nights that I spray, they do not eat my plants. I just have to remember to do it. Anybody else?
I was gonna say I mix a little spray bottle with peppermint and sometimes put in a Bode or even like Terra Shield to spray like doorways and places for bugs, like to keep bugs away from like doors or windows or off our table, like when we're gonna get ready to eat, or our chairs that we're gonna sit in outside. Sometimes I'll spray those down with that.
Great idea. And it cools you down.
Yep, then it cools you down.
Awesome. Okay, what about the brightening gel? Okay, now I know there are people on this call that use that product. I'm looking at ball mitts.
Don't look at me. I'm too busy with my Yarrow Palm. I was like, don't look at me. I've never used it. Sorry, but
Really?
so bright for my Yarrow Palm.
I heard a talk on it the other day, and they were saying, be sure you do not walk in the sun in it. So you should actually put it on at night if you want to use that. And I thought that was interesting because I hadn't known that, but
That's great.
I do
Thanks for
like
sharing.
it, but I don't always remember it.
Anybody else?
I noticed a significant reduction in my freckles when I started using it.
Just a little squirt and you apply it all over your face, or do you spot treat?
I've used it all over, but I'm starting to get like some spots on my hand, and I've been thinking about like putting it on those.
Ooh, do an experiment for us, okay? Let
Yeah,
us
right.
know.
I'll
I
take a
just
picture.
started using it for that same reason. Freckles were really getting intense. And so I do spots around my face, and then I have a little left of my finger, and I do it on the back of my hands. My hands were getting real dark, a lot big dark spots. And it was just like overnight. And
Wow.
no difference.
Wow. All right,
there.
I'm gonna get on that. Thank you. Okay, the next one is Shinrin Yoku. That is the blend for forest bathing. Something I absolutely love to do, just calming, good for your whole central nervous system, good for oxygenizing your whole body. Anybody else want to share about, I like to diffuse it and I like to wear it.
Yeah, for me at night, it's like Serenity Stick, Neroli, and then Shinrin Yoku. So I can just like feel like I'm walking in the forest while I fall asleep. That's like what I want. That's what I want at night.
Love it.
That's the one I love in my diffuser at night. So good. Like you're sleeping in the forest.
Yeah, I know Jerry Huffman says she diffuses Shinrin Yoku and Serenity at night. So that's a great, think about giving that a whirl. And you'll be going through beautiful fields and not waking up with a missing whatever like Brenda.
So everybody just needs to look at the stars.
Yeah, there you go. What about Aroma Touch? That is a favorite of mine. I love what it does emotionally for me. When I'm feeling worked up about something, it can also contains cypress, which is the oil of motion and flow, which helps you release things. Really good emotionally for you. A great choice to diffuse at night, and then put a little on your hand. And again, put it up here on your shoulders when you're hot at night, you're a little uncomfortable. And here comes Balmits with the thought.
Mer's got a bingo.
What?
Yeah,
Mary.
Mer.
Oh, Mer. How did you know she did?
The chat.
Oh, the chat. I can't see it. Congratulations, Mer. Okay.
Will you write that down? Ginger talked about adding Aroma Touch to lotion when she's sore. Yeah, I totally agree. It's a really great like after physical activity to put on. Sometimes I just mix it right with some coconut oil, FCO, and put it on my limbs. And I love that. And it also gives you a touch of that cooling effect, not super strong, just a touch.
Did you guys know that it is really amazing for helping lower pain levels? So say somebody's had surgery and they're in a lot of pain, you can just dilute a few drops in FCO and get at whatever body part is easiest to get at. Maybe it's their foot, maybe it's their hand, maybe their spine. Really effective for that as well. Okay. Here we go. Let's see who else we have. Okay, balance. Great one to have on hand in the summertime, year round. Wasn't a BOGO this time, but it's a must have. And wasn't it, who was it that first learned about it with a swipe under the nose?
Brenda. That's like, isn't that what Natalie Goddard does to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the forehead. So she just like whoop. And I was like, what? Here we
I've
are.
used it for years as an aftershave. It's amazing, not only for the scent, but for the balance.
That's awesome. It's probably not a great choice to diffuse because it is diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and some of our newer diffusers and plugins and things do not like any kind of a heavier oil, so you would want to avoid that, but it's very grounding. It's got the tree oils in it, and I find it really helps control lessen my hand tremors. So it's a blessing for me. If you've got somebody that's just really worked up about something and you're going to go be with them, put a little on your hands, rub it on you, and be a human diffuser when you're near them, and it will really help them calm. The other thing is, Amy, you've got a way to put it, you like to put it on your feet or your hands a certain way, don't you?
I don't remember. I did a video about that. You'll have to search it. But just yesterday, Zella was upset about something and I was holding her and she was crying and I put it under her nose and like mid crying about whatever, she then flipped and her voice was totally normal and she was telling me the story about something that happened the other day and I was like, okay, moving on. So it just switches their brain. It just shifts. It's wonderful.
Oh,
It's
wow, I
gotten
love-
me through the last few years.
How do you use
And
it, Deb?
I put it on my big toe every night, and when things are bad, it goes on my wrists. I'm just smell
Wow.
it from there.
I love
It's
that.
good for calming.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Great for
Okay.
a car ride too with little ones.
Yep. You can, and if you don't want to
Summer
put it on
car
them,
rides.
you can drip it on there on the buckle, on the fabric of
Yeah. Anything around a blanket, a lovey, their seatbelt, put it in their hair, put it on their body. Just take a bath in it.
Do you remember Emily Rashid used to put some adaptive on her hands and run her fingers through her hair, and it was
Yeah.
soothing when she was holding a baby and just soothing to herself.
Mhm.
Okay, let's talk about Copaiba. Copaiba for me is about pain. 2 drops under the tongue, pain and inflammation. I also love, and I think people forget that it's immune boosting. Bob and I have been using Copaiba all winter long consistently, and we had a really good winter. We dodged quite a few bullets being with so many grandbabies and so many people all the time that might be sick. So remember that about Copaiba. Anybody else have a testimony or want to share about using that for like a busy brain?
I heard it's really good for cognition.
Yep. Thank you. Anybody
I
else?
often add it with my Serenity before bed. The capsules. So I take a capsule of each.
Yes. Really wise. Copaiba is a great one to have on hand. What about the Ginger's writing some good testimonies in the chat. What about diaper cream? Does anybody know the secret use of diaper cream during this summer?
Bingo.
Oh, who got bingo? Chris Lewis. Congratulations, Chris. Amy was going to say.
It's a good sunscreen in a pinch because it's got the zinc oxide in it.
Yep. So if you've got that doTERRA diaper cream is so affordable and so great for a skin owie. You should have it with you all the time. Oh, Caitlin does too. Have bingo. Congratulations. But you should have it on your hand all the time. I remember one time Bob got some sores on his face from his glasses resting on there, and he used the diaper cream, and it was like that. Did you want to say something, Kathy?
We're going to take that to camp too.
Oh, awesome. I'm just glad you're not taking me to camp. Okay. Can we just say?
We're just taking like 44 grandkids and all our children, and we're going down we're going to go glamping. It's new experience for us. So all these tips are going to help us.
All right, let's talk about cedarwood because Kathy really needs to know about cedarwood in the campground. What about repelling bugs, ticks, skeeters, all those biting things? What about soothing people? What about a little bit of cedarwood, and you wait for it to come out a little bit, get it in a little fractionated coconut oil and rub the back with it. Isn't it in the sensory protocol, Amy?
Yeah, it's the very last one. It just really, I find that like lowers the cortisol levels. It just like brings you down. So
Tell me about the pregnancy thing that, wasn't it Dr. Marisa said about it?
I don't remember where I learned it, but like for me, my progesterone was low. I never say it right, but that you can have it, but your body isn't using it if your cortisol levels are too high. Like it's not even there. So I use cedar wood consistently, like on my wrists, to help keep those down. And I do really feel like that helped me in being able to get pregnant a second time. So yeah, it's a great oil.
Anybody else? We were talking about using a Symphony of the Cells protocol called the sensory protocol, which is really great for somebody that has a busy mind. This kind of all over the map. I know that Amy likes to do that protocol specifically on Witty, but I think everyone in her family gets that protocol before they go to bed at night.
And I had bingo.
Oh, congratulations, Jane.
Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so we are at about, let's do one more word, okay? Does anybody have an oil that they really wanted to hear about that we haven't talked about from BOGOs?
You better call Deep Blue so Mary can win on our board.
Blue Lotus.
Blue Lotus, let's talk about that one. So did anybody see the video that I posted in Fierce Oilers to see the story of how it's harvested and the story behind it? It's beautiful, 3 minutes. Go, and Brenda, I'm sure has shared it with all of you that aren't in Fierce Oilers. But it is, I love to use it on my face. It's soothing, it's delicate, great for your skin, great for emotions. Does anybody else want to share about that? Nope. If you have it, pull it out and use it. Oh, somebody else got bingo, it looks like. Laura Shields. That's awesome, guys. So I am going to, we're at about the 40-minute mark. So I'm going to begin to wrap up the call. We can stay on and talk about some of these oils if anybody wants to. But right now I want to thank you all for participating. Thank you to those that are donating your prizes. If you got bingo, you will be reaching out to, I guess just Chris is going to let Brenda know your contact info, and Miranda, Caitlin, Jane, and Laura, please let me know your contact info so I can get you a prize. And we just are very grateful and we love educating and sharing. I wanted to tell you all that we have a call tomorrow night. 2 of our leaders have decided to do a product education call, and they wanted to do chakras, crystals, and essential oils. They both have extensive backgrounds in this topic, and they are going to be sharing tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So if that's something that you Central Time, if you'd like to hear that, be sure to reach out to me for the link, and I'm happy to give that to you. Is there anything I'm missing, guys, before we stop the recording, Amy? We're good?